Hello and welcome to Virtual KST. This is a brief introduction to the mitzvah of Sefirat HaOmer, Sefirat HaOmer, counting the Omer. The Omer, the Torah tells us in the 23rd chapter of Leviticus, you should count for yourselves 7 Shabbatot from the day after Pesach, from the day of bringing the Omer, of waving, they should be complete. The Torah mentions a few different places that we're supposed to count the Omer and bring an Omer offering in the temple. The Omer was a barley offering, which in the temple times was the first grain to ripen and be ready to be harvested and brought to the temple in Jerusalem, the eternal and undivided capital of Israel, and was brought as an offering expressing appreciation to God, to Hashem, for all of our blessings. So right now, at the moment, we don't have a temple in Jerusalem, but we do try our best to remember so that when we'll be ready when the next one is built. Also helps keep us focused, helps us give meaning and value to every day, and stops us from getting distracted by empty things. So we do count nowadays, and we do make a bracha, even though we're not at the moment bringing that offering to the temple in Jerusalem. The time to count the Omer is when the day begins. Of course, that's at nighttime in Judaism, after the 3 stars appear, after nightfall occurs. There is a seder of counting the Omer, Sefirat HaOmer, which is in your siddur. If you have the siddur that we use in Shul, the Art Scroll RCA edition, you'll see a brief mystical prayer at the bottom of page 282, 283. You'll see the bracha, which is Vitzivanu al Sefirat HaOmer, at the top of page 284, 285, and then you'll find some other materials which we'll talk about. The following pages, 286, 287, have the day-by-day counting, how to count in Hebrew and English. So you actually count each day by the days, and from the 8th day onward by the weeks also. So what do we do with counting the Omer? As we say, it's a remembrance, but it's more than that. We can make even more out of it. The period of the Omer from Pesach until Shavuot, those 7 weeks, is a semi-mournful period. Even in a regular year, when there's no pandemic, when we're not quarantined in our houses, we still don't make weddings or joyous occasions with dancing and live music. Why is that? We're commemorating a sad historical event, a plague that caused 24,000 of Rabbi Akiva's students to die during this period in just 7 weeks. It's an awful tragedy, but look at what we do with it. Think about what we've made it into. We commemorate the time period, we commemorate the sad occurrence, and we use it to make something positive take place. What could possibly be a more relevant lesson for our times? When there is a plague, when there is a sickness upon the land, and we don't know what to do with it, we always know it's good to use the time for good things. So back to what it says in the siddur there. After the counting in Hebrew, they didn't translate it into English, unfortunately. I guess there's not enough room on the page, but there's a column there that says Sfira, and there's 2 words for each day. Those are 7 different combinations actually 49 combinations of 7 different sfirot, or emotional attributes, parts of our makeup, our psychological makeup, which we see reflected in the way that we relate to Hashem, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So how do we integrate these 2 things and make something positive and good come? Again, if you have a siddur, you can take a look at these. If you don't have a siddur, we'll load these 2 pages onto the website for you. If you don't have a siddur, I believe the Jewish bookstores, or at least Israel's, is reopening for business tomorrow, April 20th, Monday. I think that's what I read on their website. They have curbside pickup only. You're not allowed to go into the shop and browse around because of physical distancing. So give them a call first, and they should be able to get one for you. And if you cannot get a hold of a siddur, so then give me a call or send an email, and we'll see what we can arrange. In years past, I've recommended a book to a number of people. It's called The Spiritual Guide to Counting the Omer by Rabbi Simon Jacobson. It's subtitled 49 Steps to Personal Refinement According to the Jewish Tradition. You can get this on the website at meaningfullife.org. It's available, I think, as a web page, as an app that you can download, and also as this softcover book, which you can order, or the stores sometimes have it also. So what is happening here? So he writes in his introduction, the word Sfira has several meanings in Hebrew. The famous Kabbalist Ramak, Reb Moshe Cordovero, who lived in the 1500s, writes that Sfira means mispar, which is number, and sipur, which is telling a story. A third root of Sefirat is sapir, a sapphire stone, which is a crystal, a translucent crystal that shines brightly. The spectrum of human experience also divides into 7 emotions and qualities, known in the plural as Sefirot. Each of these 7 qualities in turn subdivides into 7, making a total of 49, which works out nicely because we have 49 days to count from Pesach until Shavuot. What are these 7 emotional attributes? They are Chesed, Gevura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. So we'll translate each one of these with the words that, with the explanations that Rabbi Jacobson gives. Chesed is loving kindness or benevolence. Gevura is justice, discipline, restraint, or awe. Tiferet is beauty and harmony or compassion. Netzach is endurance, fortitude, ambition. Hod is humility and splendor. Yesod is bonding or foundation. And Malchut, you recognize the root melech there, is nobility, sovereignty, and leadership. So, in essence, each of the 49 days of Sefirat HaOmer, counting the Omer, which is not only counting, but also causing them to shine, illumination like a sapphire, like a sapphire, like we said, and also these Sefirot, these various emanations, these divine sparks, reflections in us, each of them combines on a particular day and gives us something that we can think about and work on. Thanks to this guide, Rabbi Jacobson gives us a very clear way to work on something, some aspect of our lives each and every day. So I think once we get started with counting the Omer after Pesach, I think we won't get rolling until after Pesach. I will do my best to read you one of these each day and give you the little spiritual exercise and the explanation and the insight that he gives. So stay tuned to the website, keep watching, and stay healthy and stay well.